Grand Risings, Ashe. This is Freedom Imani Ashael from the Personal Freedom Center. And today I wanted to bring to you a demonstration of doing the 1041 and the 1041T for all of you who have 3 EINs and are nationals, North American nationals, and sovereigns. Okay, so you should have the estate EIN, the 87 or the domestic EIN under your straw or corporate name. And you should also have the EIN for your living trust. And you should also have the EIN for your private banker. So we're going to come over here and start with this sample that I have here for you. It's for 2022. And of course, you would choose what type of uh, trust that it is. Over here, and in my sample, I left it blank because none of those fit. So this is where you would put your all caps name, and this is where you would put your all caps EIN over here. In my territory, it starts with the 87. In some states, it might start with a different digits for the first two, and then it'll be followed by a dash, and then it will have the following numbers that are the EIN number. Then you'll go down to your name and title of your fiduciary. You can write it this way, or you can write it in the normal way, John Thomas Doe or Doe. John Thomas, I don't really think it matters here, but if you do, then you can write it either way. With your first name or appellation first, John. And the date that the entity was created would be the date that this 87 or corporate EIN or state was created for your all caps name. Okay. So we're going to come down here and look here and the address, and you're going to put the address of the fiduciary, and you would use the care of address, and you would make sure you put your mailing address. If your mailing address is different from where you domicile, then you would put this is a private mailbox address, and then you would put the city, and in this case the city is Auburn, and it should say Washington, Auburn, Washington, for an example, territory, and you would put Washington Republic in all lowercase letters. And it's pretty simple. Now you would come down here and you would skip down to number 4 and put capital gain, and you would put the total amount of what that is for you for the year. So we don't have income because all incomes are taxes. All bills are taxes, and therefore you would choose capital gains or losses, and then you would attach Schedule D if you had one. I'm not going to attach anything. I'm just putting the total amount there. If you want to know where to get the total amounts from, you can inbox me, and you put that same total here on line 9, and then again on line 12, you can put that amount here as well. The same amount for, you can claim up to the amount of the trust for your fiduciary fees, according to Patrick Devine and some of my other resources. Okay, so now it's asking you to add lines 10 to 15. Here's line 10 here to 15. And of course, it's the same amount, 15,000. which is representative of a total capital gains for that period for 2022. The only other ones that you would know any numbers or digits would be here 21, 22, 23, and 24. 0, skip down to 27, 0, and then we'll come down here and you will put your autograph here. And it says signature, so that would be your autograph right here. And the date that you're completing this form, and the EIN of, let's see, I messed that up a little bit. Okay, so now this is the date here, EIN of fiduciary, if it is a financial institution. So if you are a financial institution, that means that you have a private banker's EIN or an individual banker's EIN. Okay, so you would put that EIN number here. Okay, so if you're the same person that is preparing the tax form, then you would fill out your appellation here in lowercase, your proper living name. You would sign or autograph here. Then you will put the current date at the time you're completing this form, the firm's name, and here is what they're asking you for the firm's name. And then here you would use individual banker or private banker. And then you would put your private banker EIN number or name here. If you want, you can put your the name of the individual banker. For instance, mine says Freedom L, individual banker. Yours might say, John Doe Thomas, individual banker or private banker. So you could put that there. And the mailing address is a care of address and the phone number. The rest of this is pretty standard. We're going down to page 2. Now, this is the 1041 again, 2022. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I had a difficult time finding out how to do this. And so I am sharing what I have here. If you want to use this, feel free. Also, do your own research or study. If you feel if there's an error, please let me know. And we skip pretty much everything here. But on schedule G, you would put 0 on 1D. You would put 0 on line 3. Okay, and this would be the total. Add lines 1 through C. You would put zeros right here. Subtract 2E, etc. You would put 0 there. So keep it simple. You can and should read everything, including the instructions, because there might be something that you need to add here that I don't, so you want to read the instructions, go on the IRS and .gov and forums and download the instructions and then read them, go over them for yourself so that you know that you're doing it adequately for your situation. Okay, so this is the last page, and it's only half a page long, so all the answers here would be no. Did the estate or trust receive tax-exempt income? If yes, then you attach a form. All these answers for us or for me in this year are going to be checked no. So that is the end of this form. If you have any questions or if you want to download the sample, you'll be able to download it on my website, and I'll leave the link in the video description and or possibly at the end of the video. Now, after you do the 1041, you're going to need to do the 1041T. Okay, so the 1041T is the allocation of estimated tax payments to beneficiaries. Okay, we know that we don't have to pay taxes. Okay, so everything is a tax. So don't be afraid of that word tax. Everything in commerce is a tax. Now, we know that the world is changing. Our financial world is changing, especially here in America. So we don't know what that's going to look like or what that's going to be called in the future. Okay, so this is a very simple form. It's 2 pages. You want to come down here and put your cap's name under the name of the trust. Okay, it says or decedent's estate. Okay, then you want to come over here and put the EIN of the estate. That's as far as it would let me type. You want to fill in the fiduciary's name here. Okay, when you type in this PDF program, it'll look red, but when you're done, it will turn blue. Okay, and if you can type it in either blue or red, that would be better than typing it in black if you have a choice. So anyhow, there's a mock address. Okay, so actually it should have a care of address here, so you can even write it out. I'm at a place in my processes where I don't use any abbreviations, and then you would put your address, your full address, the same as it was, or your mailing address. Okay, full mailing address on the 1041. Now we are going to finish filling out this part. The city, state, and zip code. I just made up the name of a town and state that I recall. If you want, you can put it in all lowercase. It doesn't really matter. Uppercase, blue, and I would suggest blue. Red, it might not be able to come through well, as they say on their computers, but I want to show you another sample when I'm down there. So this is an option to put the full real amount here. And you would use full real amount here especially when you are using it to extract any finances from the full amount of your trust. Let me put it that way. So, and that's part of another process that we're not going to fully cover here today, but I'm going to put that full real amount here today because it's applicable also to the full real amount here on this form. Okay, so it says total amount of estimated taxes to be allocated to beneficiaries. Okay, so this is where you want them to send the income on the 1041. I'm sorry, the finances or the capital gains. You would put your living name or appellation here. You would put the EIN from your living trust here. And you would put that amount that if you only wanted it to go to your living being, then you would put that EIN of your living trust, and 100% you can put here. Now, if you wanted to allocate funds to another beneficiary, you would come down here and you would put other living heirs. Try to highlight stuff for you. I don't know how good this is going to work. Okay, I usually use my PDF on Acrobat DC. Okay, so you're going to list any other living heirs receiving distributions on this calendar year of 2022. And of course, you're going to be doing this in 2023. Another thing you should know is that you can do these 1040s and 1041s more than once a year. You can do it twice a year. You can do it every quarter if you choose to. There is no limitation and there is no date. But our end year is December 31st, or the closing of the year for estates is December 31st. So ideally, most people will be getting ready to fill these out and submit them by January, February. Now, there's some other information here on where to file. Okay, if you're located in Connecticut, here you would put it to this address. Okay, another thing that I would advise you to do is when you send these out, there you go, highlight. Didn't somebody tell me? Keep it simple. Okay, so you don't want to use any abbreviations. Okay, so that would be my strong suggestion to you. And we're actually finding out now that you don't even really need to put the zip code if you wanted to go to the back door of the IRS or the Treasury Department for American nationals and sovereigns. Okay, so, and again, it says the total time that it should take to complete that form, and I find that to be very true. Make sure you save it, a copy for yourself, and after you print it, I would suggest that you scan it back into your computer or take a picture of it on your cell phone and keep these safe. Okay, there's one more thing I want to show you. A lot of times you might listen to some teachers and they'll suggest that you reconstruct your form. And this is the 1041 T that I reconstructed. I don't know that I opened the other one. Let me see. Well, okay, 1041. Okay, I did. Okay, this 1041 is reconstructed by myself. And this is, if you have to, you can use this form. Reconstruct it and take it out of black to let them know that you are not a decedent, but that you are a living, sentient human being. Now, this part I didn't quite finish. I didn't use these last two pages on here. I used a different page that I modified. And when I load this up on my website, you'll be able to download it. So you'll be able to see it there. Is there anything else? Yeah, so that's just an example of how you would restate a form. So you want to look for anything that would be appropriate for our situation. So here you would click that box for living estate or uh, irrevocable living trust or etc. Um, sovereign trust, all that apply to you. It might be an express trust. Okay, so you want to click on the ones that apply, and if you have the ability or if you choose to, you can put it in an affidavit format, and then you would click that here. Okay, and any other um, items you would include here, all other as stated by the fiduciary. And try and, make sure you get all the information in there, and just, use your imagination. And as I said, I want to put this in a PDF format and make the fields live so that when you guys do use them, if you choose to, then you'll be able to fill in the fields without having the kind of problems that Microsoft Word will give you. See, if you go down here, you're changing, the whole form pretty much. So you want to be careful. To do that, you simply go here under File. If you want to put it in PDF and put Save As and find the form that you had, the folder that you had, I'm sorry, and then you would click Save it as a PDF, and then you would be able to save it as a PDF. I'm not going to save it because I already have it there done as a PDF. I think that is all that I have for you today. But again, like I said, always do your own research and make sure that if you have any questions or if something doesn't feel right for you, that you continue to seek um, or study until you get the answers that you feel comfortable with. I don't know that any of us, are, what's the word I want to use? We're practicing, kind of like doctors. We're trying to figure out how to do things in the best way because there hasn't been a whole lot of information put out there intentionally. So we are, communicating with each other, and I have done this with some advice from another Moor and Moorish American. And so I did the bottom of this form. I forgot to show you that. So I did the bottom of this form too. So this one is pretty much done. But as I said, I do want to put the fields in and and turn it into a accessible PDF. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I will leave my email and my website information at the end of this video, and you can contact me either way. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good day. Peace and blessings.